Hi everyone, welcome back to another chair yoga practice. This is going to be a very gentle practice suitable for anyone at all. We are going to do a little bit of standing at the end, so you're welcome to skip that bit out or modify to suit you. We will be using the chair for support though, but it's just nice to get up and standing a little bit. So wherever you are in your chair, see if you can distribute the weight on your sitting bones evenly. So just notice if you're kind of hanging more onto one side or the other. Feet either flat on the floor or rested onto something. Relax the hands onto the knees, thighs, or in your lap. And then as you inhale, see if you can sit up a little bit taller. And as you exhale, soften through the jaw, the shoulders. Lovely. Let's take 3 big breaths in together. So breathing in deeply and let it go. Wonderful. Big breath in. Feel your torso expand. Exhale, releasing any tension, stress, worries. One more big nourishing breath in. And let it go. Whew. Wonderful. We're going to start at the feet today. So extending one leg out in front and then begin to circle the ankle in a clockwise direction. And don't worry if the movement is small. See if you can just really notice what shape you make with the foot. So it might not necessarily be a perfect circle, and that's fine. Noticing any little pops or clicks through the ankle joint. You might find that your calf muscle begins to warm up a little bit. Lovely. And then circling anti-clockwise. So this might feel a little bit more awkward or less awkward for some of us. So it's just nice to bring the attention down towards the feet, particularly if we have a lot of time in our head, analysing, overthinking. See if we can bring the attention down, away from the head. Lovely. And then release, give that foot a little bit of a shake and place it on down. Let's do the opposite side. So extending the leg out. Not so much that you have to really strain with the thigh muscle. And then let's start in a clockwise direction. You might find your toes begin to have a mind of their own. Well, mine do anyway. And that's fine. Lots of little joints and muscles in the feet. And just notice how it feels on this side. Good. And then circling anti-clockwise. Notice if that begins to build up a little bit of warmth through the lower leg. Also notice if you begin to kind of concentrate too much and the shoulders begin to kind of stress out. So if you can keep the upper body relaxed, keep all the attention down onto that ankle joint. Lovely. And then give that foot a little bit of a shake out. Good. And then placing the foot down. Let's come back to the first foot. So extending the leg out, we're going to point and flex. So inhale to point the toes. Exhale to flex the toes back towards you. Inhale, point. Exhale to flex. So in your own breath, don't worry if you're faster or slower than me. See if you can really start to find that stretch. So as you inhale to point, you feel that stretch through the top of the foot, top of the ankle, maybe in the shin a little bit. And as you exhale, flexing the toes back, you might feel it in the sole of the foot, Achilles, calf. Wonderful. And then exhale to release your effort, bring that foot down. Let's do the opposite side. So extend the foot out. Inhale, point the toes. See if you can imagine your leg getting longer. And then as you exhale, flex the foot. Inhale to point. Exhale to flex. And then just flow like that in your own timing or own pace of breath. You might find with a little bit of time, it gets a little bit easier. It might feel like you're getting warmer, it might feel like you've got even more space and like even more range of movement with that ankle. But again, keep the hands, the shoulders nice and relaxed. If we can keep the attention downwards for now. Lovely. And then on your next exhale, releasing the foot down, give them a little bit of a shake, maybe knock the knees together, give them a little bit of a tap out just to release any tension there. Lovely. So sitting back in your seat, you want to make sure your back is nice and supported. We're just going to take a little flow for our shoulders. So hands down by the sides. Inhale, reaching the hands up overhead. And as you exhale, bring them down. So nice slow movement. See if you can match your breath with movement. So inhale to lift up. Maybe the fingertips touch. And as you exhale, bringing them down. Lovely. Notice if your jaw or your shoulders get too tense. See if you can keep it nice and soft. So inhale to lift. Exhale. And flow like this. So inhale, sitting up taller. Exhale, shoulders drop. Lovely. 2 more. Exhale. Lovely. Watching that flow of breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Wonderful. Relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Perfect. Relax your hands onto your thighs. We're going to go for a couple of twists here. So you're going to bring let's start with our left hand. So the left hand is going to come to your right knee, maybe the outside of the thigh, so just somewhere across the body. And then see if you can turn to the right. So take a breath in to sit tall. And then as you exhale, twisting to the right. So maybe your right hand can come to the chair or like a cushion or something to support you. See if the lower body can stay where it is. And then draw your belly in to twist. Maybe the neck can even turn back as well. If it's too much to look back with the neck, you totally don't have to. Just an ever so slight spinal twist through our midsection. And let's take a couple of really big deep breaths. Wonderful. As you inhale next, you're going to come back through the center and do the same on the opposite. So your right hand comes across, maybe thigh or knee. Left hand you can use for support to pull you round. Inhale to sit tall. And then as you exhale, can you turn your shoulders to the left? Drawing the belly in to encourage the shoulders to draw to the left. You can look back if that doesn't strain the neck too much. Just be really mindful. It's a very delicate joint, that neck joint. And let's take a couple of really big, deep breaths. Notice where the breath goes and where it kind of pushes into when you're in this twist. Wonderful. One more full breath. And as you exhale, come back through center. Lovely. Relax through the shoulders, particularly if you found that a lot through the shoulder space. Good. Let's give our lower half a little bit of a break and working through the neck. So relaxing shoulders away from ears. We're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. So allowing your head to be heavy. And you should feel a nice stretch all the way through the left. It might feel like behind the ear, even down towards the upper back. Nice. And then slowly, mindfully, drawing the chin to the chest, very, very slowly, so you get a nice stretch across the left side. Head drops down. Good. And then dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, very, very slowly. And then check in with your shoulders. Notice if they want to kind of bunch up. Can you just let them drop away? Good. So imagine you had like a really heavy weight on that left ear, or like a big heavy Pat Butcher earring that's like pulling your head to the side. Lovely. And then nice and slowly Very delicate neck joint, remember, so very, very slow. Draw the chin towards the chest. And then see if you can breathe into the back of the neck. Good, as you inhale, lifting the head ever so slowly. Perfect. We're going to come into a couple of standing postures here. So if you're not really feeling like standing postures today, totally end this video. Check out some of the videos that I've listed below that might be appropriate for you. Otherwise, come on up to standing. We're going to use our chair for support. So take your time. There's no rush. So we're going to use the back of our chair. This is kind of like the perfect prop. And we're going to do a supported tree pose. So bringing one hand onto the chair, the side of the body that's closest to the chair, you're going to plant that foot down. So see if you can like spread your toes, really kind of fan them out. It's almost like your foot is trying to get bigger. So you've got like a bigger foundation. Good. And then come onto the tiptoes of your opposite leg. Good. From here, we're going to turn our heel to touch onto the ankle. So you feel this light opening through the inner thigh, groin area. And don't worry, you can use both hands on the chair if you need. That is totally accessible and allowed. It's all allowed. Good. Bringing the hand onto the hip, shoulders away from the ears. And just allowing yourself to find that balance. If this is like, I'm not really challenging my balance, that's totally fine. Maybe you bring both hands to your hips and you can always use that hand for support. And see if you can fix your focus and breathe here. For anyone else that's feeling a little bit more daring or adventurous, you can bring the foot up onto the calf muscle. So it becomes a little bit more of a challenging balance. Remember that chair is always there if you need. Keep your standing leg as strong as you can. So this is called tree pose. So you want to think like your toes are the roots. Your standing leg is the trunk, like the tree trunk. And then the upper body is just like the branches, like really kind of free. It can wobble, it can shake in the wind, and that's cool. Lovely. Let's take another big breath. And as you exhale, bringing that foot down, give those legs a shake out, particularly that standing leg. It's worked pretty hard. Good. And then let's do the opposite side. I'll just move this over. Good. So let's start with the hand on the chair. Really plug down through the foot. So roots of your tree, trunk of your tree is the leg. So really strengthen it up. See if you can lift your kneecap up. Almost like you're, making your leg into a tree trunk. So really solid and strong. Good. Come onto the tiptoes of the opposite foot. Maybe the heel can touch onto that inner ankle and the knee turns out. Maybe this is it for us today. Maybe we bring the hand away from the chair. And then if anyone feels like it, you can bring the foot up onto the calf, testing the balance. I often find with balance, if you fix your focus, like your eyes, onto one little thing, that tends to help. Keep your breath flowing. I know it's tempting to hold your breath when you come into a balance. Hand is always there, or the chair is always there if you need it. And just notice all those tiny little movements in your ankle, in your foot, working to keep you upright. It's such a good practice. Good. Let's take another breath wherever you are. Don't worry if you're wobbling and all over the place. It's all good. Take a nice big breath. And then as you exhale, bringing that foot down, give that leg a bit of a shake out. Lovely. So for our next one, we're going to do a supported downward facing dog with the back of the chair. Just be mindful with this if you've got high or low blood pressure. We're going to take our feet about like a good step away from the chair. And then you're going to bring your hands onto the chair. You can even start like this and then walk your feet back. That's probably the best way to come into it. Good. So hands onto the chair. Soften through your knees, and then you're going to send the bum back and let the head drop down. So this is a big stretch for the shoulders. Should feel a nice lengthening and release through the lower back. You can let your head drop entirely, but just be mindful of like head rushes, particularly if you're not used to being in this shape. And then imagine you had like a big foxy bushy tail and you're going to swipe it from side to side nice and slowly. And this should help loosen up through your lower back. Should feel like a So imagining that big bushy tail, swiping from side to side. You can bend the knees if you need, that is allowed, it's all allowed. As long as it feels good for you, it's a great practice. Lovely. Let's take another big breath and a big sigh out. Lovely. Slowly, slowly lifting the head. Keep your hands onto the chair and then you're going to walk your feet back towards the chair, shoulders away from ears. Lovely. Inhale. See if you can stand up nice and tall, nice and proud. And as you exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. Thank you all so much for joining me for this gentle chair yoga practice. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more of these, please do let me know in the comments below. Please share with anyone you feel that needs this practice at the moment. And let's all go make a nice cup of tea. I'll see you on tomorrow's flow. Bye.